can tell because everybody's really loud today. Who's new to LA2M today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Derek normally does the announcing, but he's off somewhere doing Ingenics things. So I'm Stacy. I'm from Dollar Bill Printing. I'm also the treasurer of LA2M. LA2M is a nonprofit 501c3, I think that's how we say it. We do marketing education, and each week we meet and you get a free marketing lesson. And we get a speaker, it's for free, we don't ask for membership, but being that we are a club that meets each week, there are some expenses we have, as well as, hopefully we'll be able to announce it officially in a couple weeks. We're partnering with the Ann Arbor Public Schools Educational Foundation, and we're setting up a scholarship fund that has a name and everything. It's going to be very cool. So we'll be able to announce that here in a couple weeks. So as we collect, we ask for a donation. $3 is what we suggest. You can give more, you can give less. It's no problem. You can come for free and still get your lesson. We do it the old-fashioned way by passing the jug. So there goes the jug. And we're going to donate money to the Educational Foundation after we take out a few expenses. Mary Lou is our LA2M manager, so she helps us with our speakers and the daily work because it got to be just too much for all of us volunteers who also have our regular jobs. So we do have that expense, but most of the money will go to the Educational Foundation. I'd like to thank Bob, our sponsor for this month. He is awesome. There's Bob. I saw this on the table, so I grabbed one. This is a great deal. Thanks, Bob. See what the great things you get by becoming part of our group? Cool. So, you know, everybody has Facebook, everybody has LA2M, everybody's got to look good for all these things that we put our pictures out there for. So let Bob take your picture, and you'll have your professional picture that you can use on all your marketing materials. LA2M, we have our speaker talk. Our speaker gets time for question and answers. And then at the very end, we go around the room and introduce ourselves. If you'd like to order lunch, you pay $10 to counter O'Neill's to your waitstaff. So, I think I got everything, Mary Lou, did I?
Forgot about folks in Iceland.
Oh, the folks in Iceland, we video, that's right. So we are on live stream video, and we have folks in Iceland that watch us. I hope others too, but so Roger helps us with that each week, which is a lot of time and effort on his part to do that, so we thank Roger for that. So, without further ado, let me introduce Bud. Bud is an awesome part of LA2M. He is here every week. He brings his students to learn. He brings past students who now have great jobs to come here, and now I hope they're all here to watch him actually speak today. Bud is a professor at Eastern and started the Search Ad Marketing program. And I'm going to let Bud take it from there, but Bud's wonderful, so enjoy. Thank you.
All right. Now, I was told that I was actually on mute, but I believe I was on. I've also been told not to get too close to the computer and that I should have the light glaring in my eyes. So I'm going to be attempting to do all of this and talk through today. And so Stacy mentioned, we started the search marketing program at Eastern in January of 2008. So that's amazingly now 4.5 years ago. And we worked with over 80 nonprofit organizations. Recently, I've been getting a lot of requests from local companies to kind of help them out and figure out their search marketing campaigns. And gee, why I'm spending all this money on AdWords, where are my sales coming from? And so I decided to develop this presentation to kind of give a little bit of a conceptual framework for folks to think about lead generation. And I focused on lead generation because my experience with most small businesses that I get, small to medium-sized businesses I deal with, is that they are in fact lead generation businesses. So I figured, well, okay, we'll make something timely for the small business community. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to have some links for places you can go to find out more information. And I'll take this time to shamelessly plug our search and marketing workshop, which will be November 16th of this year. And we're going to keep the costs low again. It's going to be somewhere in the $25 range, probably $25 to $30, for a half-day discussion on tactics you can use. And it's going to be focused again in small and medium businesses. We're also going to be talking about mobile strategies during that conference too. We're going to have a mobile track. So don't have all the speakers yet, but that will be forthcoming. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, who here is in a lead gen business? Okay, I would say about half the people based on looking at the room. And so I'm going to ask some of you who raised your hands, I should have said keep your hands up, but I'm going to ask some of the people who raised their hands, so what does a lead gen business mean? Because I know, in the halls of academia, people go, well, we're doing lead gen. So, now, this isn't recently, it was, maybe a decade ago. Yeah, I wonder what lead gen is. And so, can somebody here tell me what they mean by being in a lead gen business? Yes?
Video content that influences people to contact them.
Okay, so contact is key in there. Okay, so I have video contact. I have video content that leads people to contact me. Does anybody want to elaborate on what a lead gen business is for them? Yes, Kevin.
I'd be happy to. So for us, lead generation is targeting, finding, and prompting qualified prospects who have a need for the service that we're offering to contact us.
Okay, so contact you. So this kind of leads to my definition, and how I differentiate it from something like e-commerce, where perhaps you go to the website, you stick in your credit card information, and then it's all closed electronically, and you may never interact with a human being. In a lead gen business, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to entice people to call you, connect with you in some way, and then you sell them. So there's actually a human being involved in the sales process. And usually your product requires some kind of customization or additional explanation to get to work. Okay, so I know Kevin is with BizNet. I had some students work with BizNet. And there is some customization involved in that kind of product, which is focused on helping those businesses generate sales off the web. So you need to understand the business. You need to set certain parameters, even if the marketing mechanism you're using is mostly automated. Okay. Now, lead gen purchase decisions are high involvement. Okay. The minute you're asking somebody to call you and interact with you, that means that they really have to think about this product. Now, high involvement products are researched on the web. Now, it used to be, does anybody need convincing on this point? It used to be I had to convince people. So, in the early 2000s, it was like, well, I don't know if our customers use the web. Well, everybody uses the web now, and particularly to do any kind of research. They will typically go to Google, they might go to Bing or Yahoo, and so they do their research on the web. It's a key part of your conversion funnel. And so you need to think about your web presence and how it fits into the customer's decision process. And so I like to use this funnel concept. This is really, this is shamelessly stolen from sales. Okay? So people who talk about qualifying customers and then kind of working them through the sales process, I've just sort of modified some of the wording up here to apply to more of a web-based customer acquisition process. And so I think it might be worthwhile to kind of talk about this. So when I go in and I talk to people, so an example, I'll give you an example of a small business that I'm working with currently without revealing too much about them. They, at one point in time, were spending $60,000 a year on AdWords. Okay, so that's $5,000 a month that they were pouring into AdWords. They got all of their leads on the web. Okay, they got 90% of their leads on the web. Okay. Because this is a product targeted at research scientists. So they would pull in these scientists, and it's a software product. So they would pull in these scientists over the web, and then they would convert them over the web. And a lot of these sort of research-oriented high-tech products, 90% of the leads do come in over the web. I think this is not the only company I've worked with like this. So they're spending $60,000 a year on AdWords. 90% of their prospects come through the web. They don't know how many are being generated by AdWords of those 90% of the prospects. And they don't know what's leading the prospects to their website. They're not sure where to spend their money. They know they're spending $60,000. They're asking the question, can we just turn that on? Okay, $60,000 for this particular company was a lot of money. So can I just turn it off? And in fact, the manager I'm working with has cut it in half. And she actually just recently cut it a little bit more. And so let's kind of, so what I want to kind of do here is kind of walk down a little bit the process that I worked with them on. And so people will think about high involvement products. They'll become aware of them. How will they become aware? And part of my big message today is getting in the mind of your customer. Don't think it's just a question of throwing technologies. It's not another potential client. The owner said, we need to juice the AdWords, sales are down. It's not just juicing the AdWords, it's understanding how does your customer find out about you? Okay, how do they become even aware of your products? And how are they going to become aware? Well, for B2B, it's going to be typically somebody's going to be giving a talk, maybe in a 20 group, maybe here in front of LA2M, and then they're going to approach you afterwards, potentially. Okay, so that's actually a person-to-person thing for awareness. Maybe they'll read about it in a blog post, okay? So most industries, and if you're buying a high-involvement consumer product, you're looking at blogs to get reviews. Maybe it's a display ad. Perhaps it's in a paper magazine. Perhaps it's in an online setting. And so that's awareness. Then they're going to go into a research mode, okay? I recently purchased a car. Back last January, I went into a research mode using general web search, and I wanted to get something that was fuel efficient because I anticipated gas prices doing nothing but go up, up, up. And so I did general topic-related searches. I talked with people in the real world and on social media. So I started to get more and more electronic in this. And this is this research phase. Now, people who are doing those general kinds of searches will generally be further from becoming your customer than people who are now doing company name search and specific product searches. They are closing in on being your customer. They've done some research. They've determined that you could potentially solve their problem. And so they're now trying to find out more about you versus your competitors and other ways to solve the problem. And so these company name searches and product name searches, research shows this, by the way, so this isn't just me saying, well, gee, you know, it sort of seems like it should be this way. There's actually research that demonstrates that people who do branded searches on company names or products are more likely to convert, okay? They're getting closer to the point of sale, and that stands to reason. Another thing that most people don't realize, and I've actually pulled this off of data that we've done with our nonprofits and that we've also done with our for-profit clients, is, as it turns out, advertising on these terms is dramatically cheaper than advertising on broader, more competitive terms, particularly in some industries like finance. So advertising on your company name can typically be had for 10 cents a click or 25 cents a click, compared with maybe $2 or $3 you might be spending on some broader keywords that everybody is trying for. And then finally, you're getting really close to purchase when people are saying, well, what's the price and how can I request a quote? Okay, and And we've got campaigns running on all of these, and they are high conversion campaigns, okay? So we've got that. So what is sort of super simple strategy number one for managing your lead generation process on the web? Well, it's to come back and pick off the low-hanging fruit, those things in green. So if you're going to optimize your AdWords budget to sort of get the highest conversion rate for your spend and the lowest cost per acquisition, you're going to want to go back to those people who are closer to purchasing from you. Okay? And those are the people who are searching on your company name. So don't feel bad about running an AdWords campaign on your company name. Now, a typical question I'll get at this stage is, well, gee, I'm doing SEO. You know, my homepage comes up when somebody searches for Bud Gibson. I think if you search for Bud Gibson, you'll actually find budgibson.com. Okay, so my homepage comes up. Well, great. But is that the page that best sells your products? Oftentimes, the homepage is not a good sales page. The real advantage of AdWords is you can tweak your messaging in the ad text for potential customers. You can also start to pursue as you throw out new catchphrases. So one client I'm working with currently tells me, well, we've got somebody working with us on our messaging. We want to come up with a new catchphrase. And I said, well, that's the kind of thing you want to turn into an AdWords campaign. AdWords, you turn it on, it's instantly there. If the catchphrase is unique enough, you're down in that 10 to 25 cents a click area. And so you're not paying a lot to get those visitors who search on that phrase. And you are driving them to a page that you can then optimize for converting them or meeting their needs. Okay? So this is why I'm saying you really want to, at this targeting AdWords, I would target, you know, as a first blush, how do I spend my AdWords dollars? Well, this is really, as it turns out, maybe a slightly counterintuitive way to go about it. Okay, but high conversion rates, lower cost per acquisition, and if you're thinking about kind of securing, and we have at least anecdotal evidence that this works. People tell me that when we launch these campaigns, that their lead quality gets higher almost immediately. Okay, so. You need to measure your results. Now we had David Hardcastle here with Kintaro SEO talking a couple of weeks ago about Google Analytics. I'm not going to talk to you about the details of Google Analytics or attempt to show you Google Analytics reports or anything like that because I want to stay conceptual here. But that's the kind of thing that you need to get into. And I'll put in a pitch for students. Students can help you with that. You know, I mentioned David Hardcastle, but I have a number of others here currently looking for employment or they have employment, and they can help you with this. We actually train them doing this. And we train them with real organizations. Okay? And so you need to measure. The real key here is measurement. Okay, so this gets down. Anybody who has run a sales operation, you start to think about, you know, what is your close rate, and here you're going to think about, well, how many visitors do we get to the page? Those visitors, how many actually turn into leads? We call that conversion. A number that you would like to see there is 20-25%. And if you're lower than that, then you need to probably, in that particular case, you need to make your form simpler. Okay, and just throw that one out. And so then you start to tweak until you get good results in terms of people going through. And this is for the simplest stuff. This is for the people who are already sold on you. They're searching for your company name. Well, not sold, but the pre-sale has been done. They're searching on your company name. They're searching on your product name. If you have competitors who attempt to compete on those words, they'll have to pay much more than you because Google is not, well, Google is the one that uses the most. Google is not going to view them as relevant, and so it's going to jack up the price. The other thing is if somebody is looking for Bud Gibson and, you know, Kintaro SEO is trying to run an ad for people who search on Bud Gibson, well, they're going to say that's irrelevant, and they're not going to click anyhow. And so that's one of the reasons that leads to this low cost of acquisition via AdWords, focusing on your branded keywords. Okay. Well, that's the easy part. You may not be sold on it, but I'm going to tell you right now. So if you're not sold on it, just be aware that I've gotten through what I view as the easier sell part of the presentation. And now we're going to go into the harder part of the sale. And feel free to ask questions that, maybe raise your hand or something like that. If you're really moved, shout out. But what about the top of the funnel, awareness and research? So to increase your sales, it's not just the people who are aware of you and doing a good job with them. That's going to help you, okay? Making sure that you capture that low-hanging fruit. But ultimately, you've got to kind of increase the people who are aware. Well, there's a list of questions with this. And this is where I talk about getting in the mind of your customer. Okay, who are your main customer types? So one thing I see people doing with the web, and I understand why this happens because you don't see the web customer, and so you start to assume that you're somebody completely different. There's occasionally this bit of wishful thinking, well, all of the folks that we know, they're not so hot for what it is we sell, or they're a little bit harder to sell. But if I'm just on the internet, there's this whole world of people who are just dying to purchase my product. Well, my advice, as it turns out, is to actually think that the people searching on the internet are very much like their current customers, and to start there, okay? Because that's going to give you some intuitions that you can work with and help you at the end of the day craft a better web assist for your in-person sales process. So think, who are your main customer types? And I'm going to actually use an example here. AutoWatch, a company up at Verizon, founded by Dave Henderson. I interviewed Dave in 2007. He's not a consulting client, never has been, but the interview yielded a lot of great information to make a case study. It was public, so it's easy to talk about. So who are your main customer types? I'm going to talk about a couple for AutoWatch. How do they find out about you? Okay, so how do you get in front of these customers? Okay, are they? Do they find out about you through Google AdWords ads? Do they find out about you in other ways? Okay, so think about how it is people find out about you and do more of that. What are their typical questions? Now, I'm talking about, these are, now, one thing I should be careful about here. I'm assuming in what are the typical questions that you've had some experience trying to sell people on your products, and you met up with their objections and their queries as to why should I go with this at all. Okay, so for me, the typical questions are not what's your name, but related to your value proposition and how it can help them. So I'm assuming that you've gotten down the pipe a little bit with customers, and if you haven't, then that's actually the place to start, is to actually be working people face to face and get actual sales so that you can encounter some of those questions. Okay, how long does it take them to close? Sometimes this is surprising, okay? People think it's a couple of weeks, and then they go back and research it and discover, well, it's actually a couple of months, okay, from first contact, or maybe it's 12 to 18 months, okay, depending on the complexity of the customer and ultimately the size of the sale to them. And so what is the average sale or size of opportunity? So with AutoWatch, and I actually have linked in my blog post about these slides, I have linked the interview with Dave Henderson where he talks about all of these things and how he developed AutoWatch. Now, AutoWatch is this thing that Dave sold to body repair shops, and it takes pictures of your car after you've had a wreck. It takes pictures of your car daily so that you can see its progress. So we recently, my 17-year-old son had a bit of a scrape in the car, and so we were in the body repair shop, and I was sort of like, well, when is this going to complete? And so it's focused on this anxiety issue in the mind of the consumer. Now, Dave, when I spoke to him, and this is 5 years ago, he recently actually just sold the company for a ton of money, and he's continuing to work with them on a contract for a specific number of I need to stand away. So he was actually fresh off of making some of these sales. So he had really two very different customers. He had the body shop owner, which is where he started out. He mentions in the interview that he would have been happy if he could have gotten 20 or so body shop owners and had this be a nice part-time gig for him. And so to sell the body shop owner, he would go to trade shows. Now, Dave has a high school education. He worked as a body tech in a body shop, and he's actually a really bright and driven guy, but comes across in this sort of low-key way. And so, you know, he was sort of had these initial aspirations that he claims were not too big, but it moved on from there. So trade shows, conferences, and then he found this thing, as he mentioned, called the 20 Group, which was something he never knew about. But when I had many students who are actually small business owners, and this is something they do all the time, you get, and if you're not familiar with it, you get together with people who are not your competitors, and you share business practices with each other. So, you know, you're wondering how do I do things like billing, and gee, I've got this difficult client who's doing this. Have you ever encountered, you know, this sort of thing? And so that's what the 20 Group is meant for. He discovered the 20 Group, and then he wasn't competing with body shop owners, and he actually started to sell over the whole nation. So here, at the awareness phase, how do people find out about you? Notice it wasn't through web search. Now, Dave happened to be introducing something that was brand new. This whole concept of people being able to watch their car as it went through its repairs. Okay, then you get down to the body shop owner, you know, what is the cost of this? Now, Dave figured he could price it at $200. He worked in a body shop, $200 a month, and so that's where he kind of came in. But what's the value proposition? Well, as it turns out, the value proposition, and he got this by knowing his customer, is how does it help my marketing? Okay, so, you know, people typically have a range of options that they can go to in a particular body shop. And so, you know, giving people this reassurance about where they are in the process, he was able to demonstrate, particularly after he got a couple of lead customers, that it actually worked. Okay, and so then he started to use this. Okay. And then, you know, the cost, 2 months to close on a $200 per month subscription. I made up the 2 months part, but I keep on finding this 2 months thing appearing more and more as there's sort of an involved purchase decision. And it's usually because the person is not super intently thinking about it every day. It's just one of the problems they have to solve. So it's not that it takes them 2 months to make a decision, but they keep on going away and coming back to it. Now, contrast that with Nationwide Insurance, which was Dave's first big insurance sale. Now, the size of that opportunity is dramatically larger, okay, versus selling body shops a single one at a time. He's selling nationwide, and then suddenly he's got access to 1,800 body shops. Okay, so it's 1,800 times the size. Nationwide, it's a different sale entirely. They actually contacted him after seeing the proof of concept. Okay, so he was out in the space, and they became aware. And then by, you know, probably body shops that they were working with, and then the agents came back to them. And then their big questions is usually what customers do after they have a wreck and they wrangle with their insurance industry, is their insurance company, is they leave it because they're ticked off. And so the question is for them, not so much can you help us with our marketing, but can you help us keep from losing customers so that we then have to go out and spend what it takes to get a new customer? The other question was, can you help with claims management? Okay, so this actually caused Dave to add features to his product, and it was actually his nephew, Gordon, who was his partner, who helped him with that. And that sale took a long time. That was an 18-month sale. They had to have frequent interaction with Nationwide to get there. Okay, so these are two completely different customers. Okay. Now, you need two different website conversion models. Okay? When you've got, and I'm going to show you in a minute what they came up with. You've got the body shop owner. Okay, so clear explanation of system benefits, individual shop demo. How does this thing work? Real marketing success stories, since this is what you're trying to sell them on, and potentially web training. Okay, competitive training. Nationwide enterprise television, and they've actually got this to attract more top 20 insurance companies now. Customer turnover case studies, claims management case studies. So how does this actually work? So you'll see, talking about the top of the funnel, and then we're going to see a brief of how this translated over in the web world. You'll notice it's all about producing content, okay? Which I hope everybody here realizes is kind of an expensive proposition, right? I mean, just stop and think. You have to write a brochure, you have to write a blog post, sort of, oh my God. And so it takes time, it takes your time, which is money, or you hire somebody, and that takes time and money. And then they want proof you can scale. This was actually, I think, one of the hardest parts of the sale. Well, they've got all this on their homepage. So if you go to web.autowatch.com, and there's a link in my blog post here. You can go to body shop owners, insurance companies, and then, as it turns out, vehicle owners. Now, they're not marketing to vehicle owners, but they're doing this as part of, vehicle owners may have heard about this, and so they're trying to use this to reinforce their marketing with the other two by saying, hey, look, people are actually asking for this. So that's part of what the vehicle owners button is about up there. And so they implemented this strategy. And then they have separate content for each group. So the key point here is who is your customer, and come up with a couple of different customer types. You all know you have them, okay? And it just kind of takes thinking through. And usually what I do when I'm talking to people about this is I'm saying, think about the last couple of sales you made, okay? So it wasn't just, and I tend to work with these sort of high-tech companies, it wasn't just the director of research, you know, what about the finance guy? Where was the finance guy in all this? And so how did you have to sell each one? What is the information you need to put out there for them? And that's what this is meant to illustrate. So what is the information? What is the content I should be generating? Okay. So now, key top of the funnel strategies. You want to get the visitors to move from just browsing to engagement. Now, Dave was in a great situation here. Dave was effectively inventing this category. Okay? Now, if you're in a category that you're not inventing, okay, let's say you're selling web marketing services, or you're selling autoclaves, you know, the inventor of the autoclave is, you know, long dead. That's been around for a while. You haven't invented the category. And there, you need to very carefully think about what your top of the funnel strategy is going to be. Because in those particular cases, there's going to be a lot of competition for information on these topics, and people will come to you in a research way and never engage and move down. So you need to think very carefully about, you know, if you're in a very competitive space, targeting your top of the funnel strategy. Dave was easy because he was effectively inventing the category. So, you know, he was a clean example. I can say, think about this customer, their information needs, this other kind of customer, their information needs. So most people think I'm inventing the category. It's kind of hard because nobody's aware of it. Well, it's kind of easy too, because you have a monopoly on the information that is generated about that category. Interactive guides, those are less and less expensive to be producing now, and to how to purchase your product. And many providers of that kind of service. Chat and web conferencing, also less and less expensive as we go along. Many free options for the new startup. Appropriate social media connections. Now, if we go back and look at this page, remarkably, there is a social media group dedicated to auto body repair. And this is them, Collision Hub. Okay? So it's not, oh gee, should I be doing Pinterest? Okay. should I be doing Pinterest? It's kind of like, well, the people I'm trying to sell to, what is it, how is it they congregate? Maybe they congregate on Pinterest, okay? I can point to definite groups that congregate on Pinterest, but maybe they don't. Maybe they congregate on Facebook, maybe they don't. LinkedIn for B2B seems to be a first stopping place, okay? There's lots of LinkedIn groups and people use LinkedIn all the time, but there are those specialized groups, and this is one of the things that you have to find out as a company owner. Mailing lists, now mail, as it turns out, email, well-targeted, opt-in email, not spam, not stuff where you're sending them an email every other 5 minutes about something that they don't want, is one of the highest converting digital media. So email marketing is not dead, it's just you need to be really targeted and make sure you have the people's permission. And that is starting to play out into other social media too. So getting people on the mailing list is actually a nice little micro conversion on the way to making a sale. Okay, so that was shot of today's talk, and I see I'm sort of, it seems like no time has gone by, and then you're watching this coming up. The bottom of the conversion funnel is the low hanging fruit. Okay, and if you've got people already thinking about your company names and products, then moving them to a sale is going to be easier. Okay, you have less education to do. Now, the top of the conversion funnel, as I hope this little example impressed on you today, is harder. Okay, you've got to know more about your customer. You've got to generate content. A lot of investment went into creating that information resource on the AutoWatch website. But if you're going to generate more sales, particularly if you have a category-changing product, you must invest there. And who is the customer? You have basic questions here. Who is the customer? How do you target them? You want to learn more? There's always BudGibson.com. Recently relaunched. It was people were doing web searches on me, and I was coming out of the top, so I decided, well, I'll put something on that website, which is about what I actually do. We have the Search Marketing Workshop, 11/16/2012, and then you want to hire students, find out how you potentially become involved with our Search Marketing program at Eastern. That's you, Susan. Bud at budgibson.com. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bud. Anybody have any questions for Bud? No? Okay.
We have. Okay.
Bud, you mentioned about one of your customers or one of your nonprofits was able to cut half their budget out. How quickly do you get a read on ROI? Is it a long-term proposition for some of this stuff, or is there some tricks of the trade that you can get an early read on it and give you some key indicators that it's going to be successful or not to make an early judgment?
Okay, so Gary, quick clarification. The nonprofits we work with have Google grants, so they're effectively getting free advertising. So for them, they want to look at the effectiveness of their advertising, but budget, they get $10,000 a month in potential AdWords spend, so budget winds up not being an issue for most of them. And if they get that $10,000 a month, they can apply to go to $40,000. Okay, so it's amazing. Okay, I was actually talking about a for-profit customer, and getting the read on ROI. Well, ROI, first off, you have to be able to track. In order, so I apply various marketing treatments to these people, and eventually they became customers. Okay, so you actually have to be tracking those customers to know what were the different touches you did to them, and that has been hard until very recently. Now, very recently, a thing called multi-channel attribution has started to gain some currency in web tracking, and in particular, Google Analytics added multi-channel conversion attribution in one of its more recent releases in the past 5 months. And that allows you, over the space of 30 days, to look at the different touches that you did to a customer who converted. Okay, so you can start to see this person came in on an organic search. They clicked on my homepage. They then came in via a social media link. They then came in via a search link as they were close to converting. And so you can then, as you look at this, you can start to total up the cost of all of these marketing treatments so that you know your cost per customer acquisition. A very simple way, so in a lot of cases, depending on the AdWords strategy you're using, you can look at, well, I paid to get this many people to come into AdWords, and so many of them actually converted on the spot, depending on how you're running your AdWords campaigns. And then you can actually, AdWords will calculate for you, as long as you set it up right, a cost per acquisition of AdWords spend. So you can get a cost per acquisition of AdWords spend, and you can look, my favorite example was that the cost of acquisition was $80 for one of them. So they spent $80 in AdWords advertising to get one person to become a lead, and then they had a 1 out of 20 chance of converting those people. So, that was $1,600 customer right there. The math were all worked out. And so that gives you an outline of how to approach ROI. Ma'am?
Yes, do you have any insight into LinkedIn advertising for B2B?
LinkedIn advertising for B2B. Well, I'm going to give you my general insights into any form of advertising. So, and it kind of comes back to my talk framework. There's not a magic trick for most of these. What it is you do is you say, okay, I'm going to, I have my customer type set up, okay? I know who I'm trying to market to on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to run some ads and see if I get those people to A, actually come and visit my website, and then B, am I able to get them to take some step towards becoming my customer? Okay, maybe that's signing up for a mailing list, maybe that's downloading a white paper, and then as you move on, what is, and this you get out of experience, both offline, what has been the case with you prior to doing LinkedIn, and then by monitoring LinkedIn, how long does it take these people to convert, and at what rate do they actually become customers? And so that's a general blocking and tackling answer to how I approach all of this. So those are my insights to LinkedIn, which I guess are not very LinkedIn specific.
All right, let's say thank you to Bud again for the great talk. Thank you, Bud. And everybody knows how to get a hold of Bud if you need him. And you can come up and talk to him when we're over. But we have a full room, so we're going to take the next 15 minutes to go around the room and introduce yourselves in the quick who you are, where you're from, and if you need something. And we'll pass the mic around and we'll get out of here at 1.
Hi, Colin Thomas, Digital Marketing Manager at MI Media Group. We are in the process of rebuilding our B2B site, so I wanted to come today and hear this talk.
I'm Mike Quigley. I'm a photographer, and I have a business called My Chariot Photo.
I'm Colin Devers, Media Coordinator. I'm with my marketing team. At Forest Health Services, we're a healthcare management company in Ypsilanti.
Patty Yeagerletter, I do office management marketing for Robert Rayle Associates, structural engineer here in Ann Arbor. Just trying to learn more about using the
Hi, Jane Delancey, Delancey Design, and we kind of specialize in scale. What does that mean? It means small ads, large-scale brochures, and digital, trade show, website design, all kinds of stuff. Delancey Design.
Hi, I'm Lisa Rabick, and I'm a marketing manager with Consumer Product Experience, and I help companies analyze their sales and improve their products and brands.
Hi, I'm Neil Baird. I'm a Google AdWords Analytics Specialist, a former student of Gibson's, and I currently do work for Ann Arbor Spark, a nonprofit organization but I do work for private organizations as well. So if you need my services, I'm available.
Hello, Liz Czak from Czak Creative Resources. I'm a writer and I work with graphic designers to produce things such as brochures, newsletters, websites, and content that will help you get found on the web.
Howdy, my name is Greg Peters. My company is The Reluctant Networker. I work with people who, when they walk into a networking event, feel like they're walking to their first junior high school dance.
Sounds like fun. What I remember, just 2 years ago. Heather Feldkamp with CreateMyT.com. I'm the sales and marketing director. We're an online apparel, do it your own way, create your own t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodies, all that stuff, sweatpants. So we always say shirts worth 1,000 words. Say yours with CreateMyT.com.
I'm Annie Miller. I work in the Alumni Relations and Development Department for Clear University in Ann Arbor and campus in Howell. Hi, I'm Kim Martin. I'm also from Clear University's Marketing Department with campuses in Howell and Ann Arbor, and we also have online programming.
Hello, I'm one of Bud's current students. I've been a student since September, and I'm taking my 3rd class in Bud. Very excited.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Carissa Cubits.
That's right. I appreciate the plug yourself.
I'm Loretta Friend from Detroit Public Television. I talk to alumni departments, conventions, conferences, about how they can reach more people and help raise more funds through webcasting.
I'm Gary Yost, retired Chief Marketing Officer and President of International Media from Velasas, the largest coupon distributor in the world. Currently I'm working with a company called Leapwell Health, which is a healthcare company that delivers content for healthy lifestyle. Coupons for best for you brands, all through the network of healthcare providers in the country.
Hi, Lindsay Dusek. I'm a graphic designer, web developer.
I'm Declan O'Neill, and I'm the account director for 3.7 Designs.
I'm Tom Glusik, also a former student of Bud's. Thank you for this informative talk today. And I should mention that I do SEO consulting, PPC account management for 3.7 Designs. So, I'm Ross Johnson with 3.7 Designs. We build websites that are usable, beautiful, and easy to find on search engines. And I also, along with Declan, run a free monthly WordPress group called WordPress Ann Arbor. We meet the last Wednesday of every month and teach people how to use WordPress.
Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm your sponsor for the LA2M meetings this month. I just want to thank you. I just want to mention I am doing this offer for people to get their portraits done, and if you want to have that, just please contact me. It'd be great for your Facebook or LinkedIn picture, or just for PR services. And it's not just a sit down 2 or 3 picture. It's an hour worth of time shooting, and then I retouch the image also. So come see me or
I'm Chase Barron. I am also a student of Bud Gibson's, the AdWords Analytics.
I'm Alan Sacco, and I'm also a student of Bud's.
Okay, hi, I'm Leslie McGraw. Let's go. If you've been sitting in the audience wondering, when you're ready to go with your digital media strategy, but you're not sure when you'll find the time to get started, see me afterward. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kennedy. I'm a student of Bud Gibson as well. I also own my own little business. It's custom catering. So if you're here on a party and you're like, oh wait, cupcakes sound like a really good idea, I'm your girl. Hi, I'm Jennifer Nichols. I'm with AC.net. We provide phone service and bandwidth to a lot of Ann Arbor customers, and we service Michigan businesses. And we also have a web hosting solution, so I thought this would be good for that.
Hello, everybody. I'm Carol Cam with Encore Online Resale. We are the eBay consignment registered location here in Ann Arbor, and our customers come to us, whether they're individuals or businesses, when they have great stuff that needs to find a new home and turn it into some cash along the way.
I'm Kathy Smikowski. I'm the market manager for TDS. We provide telephone and internet services for commercial businesses.
I'm Claire Hughes, a marketing, communications, and fundraising consultant, and I have a need. One of my clients is hosting a conference in Traverse City in August, and I'm looking for a videographer for that event, someone local to Traverse City.
Hi, my name is Ting. I just graduated from Eastern, and right now I'm looking for a job and an opportunity.
Hi, my name is Anwar Anwar. I'm one Institute student, and I'm major in information system. I also work as a sport photographer for Eastern Michigan University.
Hi, my name is Michael Bain. I'm current student of Bud Gibson. I do Google Analytics and information systems.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Peters, and I have spring fever really badly today. But when I'm in the office, I help companies get federal contracts, and it is a beautiful day, so it's so nice to be out. Thank you. This is a nice event to be.
Hi, Tom Crawford, mobile app developer. You can check out my website, movablebytes.com. That's bytes.com. But today I wanted to mention that if you're a marketing person looking for a job, Performance Network, the professional theater around the corner just posted a job for a marketing director. Check that out, performancenetwork.org.
Hi, I'm Mary Rosicki with El Dente Pasta.
I'm Cliff Sheldon with Ann Arbor State Bank, also a member of SCORE that provides free counseling for businesses.
Hello, John Smith. That's my real name. I'm a seasoned marketing professional in career transition. I've been involved in marketing management, traditional and digital marketing. Also own a Segway rental company in Plymouth. And I was not a student of Bud's, but wished I was, apparently. But I am looking for a role and would love to talk to anyone who's interested in meeting up with me. Thank you.
I'm Joel Nugent with BizNet. I'm a digital marketing coordinator there. We're a web development firm based in Louisville.
My name is Brandon Porterfield. I actually have two roles. I'm currently in the insurance industry with Farm Bureau Insurance during the day, and recently I got named to the board of directors for Franklin Global Capital, which is a Forex management company, and they've instituted me as their chief social media officer, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to check things out a little bit more and actually hear people talk rather than read about it on the web all the time.
Hi, I'm Tom Bobbany. I'm the owner of Mobile Exhibit Specialist. We build those big NASCAR trailers you see at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Only take a couple clients a year. And as far as LinkedIn, I've had a lot of success with big corporations through LinkedIn, and I continue to raise my ad costs. So.
Hi, my name is Kevin Creason. I'm the founder of BizNet Internet Solutions, which was founded 18 years ago. Did you know the internet's been around for 18 years? Al Gore and I go way back. We specialize in internet strategy. Lead generation is a big part of our business for small and mid-sized businesses. We also have a very successful healthcare practice where we do St. John Health, Garden City Hospital, we've done work for DMC, so a bunch of the big hospitals we have a little bit of a niche there. And since I hear and I have a microphone, I'm going to add an ask. I'm I'm looking for heating and cooling owners. We have a great performance-based marketing program specifically for heating and cooling guys. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Musial. I am with a company called Knowledge Digital right here in Ann Arbor, and we are a web and mobile strategy firm.
Hi, I'm Amy Gillette. I'm with the William Davidson Institute at the University of Michigan, and I run a variety of training programs in about 20 countries around the world every year. Thanks.
Hello, David Hartcastle from Guitar Web Design and SEO, former student of Bud's, alumni of Bud's, and my quick story about that I want to share is that when he launched the search marketing program, I was actually finishing up my MBA at Eastern. After graduation, I said, hey, this is such a valuable skill set that I got to come back to school and take the series of classes, and I got analytics certified through Bud, and it's really helped to jumpstart my career in this area. So I highly recommend considering it. It's about $1,100 to take the AdWords course and get it started, and it's a great investment. I highly encourage that.
Hi, my name is Rob Borwood, and I'm a CPA at Miller & Associates right here in Ann Arbor. And one of the things that Bud said when his talk is that you want to increase the number of people that are aware of you. And so that's exactly why I'm here. Because, it's after the tax deadline, so I have a little bit of free time. Let everybody know that we have a wide variety of accounting, tax, and payroll services. So if you're in the need, let me know.
Hi, my name is Lauren Schneider, and I'm an intern at Ingenex. I'm Caroline Delanesky, I'm also an intern at Ingenex. And I'm Kyla Miller, and I'm also an intern at Ingenex.
I'm Dennis Kupinski. I do sales and marketing, and I don't work at Ingenex.
I'm Roger Rayle. I do video here and a few other places. Have camera, will travel.
My name is Erin O'Neill, and I'm the new content producer at Ingenex.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Blackwell. I'm the social media director at Ingenex.
I'm Jim Campbell with ExcitingProductions.com, where it's not just video, but video content that builds a connection with people you want to influence. And you can see our portfolio and testimonials at ExcitingProductions.com.
Get the yell.
After all that, I'm Mary Lou Olds, and I'm the manager for Arbor Marketing. And I'm glad to see all you here. We really appreciate Bud's helpful and informative talk. It was really, really good thing. And if you are a speaker or know someone who is a speaker who would be a real asset for our program, please let me know about that. A couple of other things as well. We're planning a summer picnic. If you read your newsletter, you'll know that it's planned for August 12th at Montebello Park. And our first planning meeting is right after LA2M. We'll be over at the Ingenex conference room, just a couple doors down. If you don't know where that is, ask me about that as well if you'd like to help with the planning. And in addition to that, I'm also a freelance writer. I write web content, social media content, blogs, newsletters, and so forth. So if you're interested in contacting me about that, I'd be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Hi, I am Abby Stonerock, and I am a freelance writer, and I am a freelance copywriter. I work for Search Ad Marketing with Megan McCann. I know many of you know her. If you are interested in hearing more of Bud, are you speaking at Pay-Per-Click?
Yeah, I'll be there in July. Yeah.
Okay, July 10th, Pay-Per-Click Club. It's a Tuesday evening, and they meet in Livonia at the EMU building from 6 to 9, July 10th, and Bud will be speaking there as well. And for those of you who kind of recognize me, I was here making a plug like 6 weeks ago to shave my head for childhood cancer. And so here I am back, and this is me 5 weeks out, and I'm very thankful to say that I passed my goal of $10,000. So thank you to everyone who helped with that also.
Hi, everyone.
Maybe it doesn't work.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kelsey Treview, and I just graduated with an interactive media master's degree.
from this little school called Elon. You've never heard of it. It's in North Carolina. But I am looking for a job. I can design, I can do social media strategy, I can do digital marketing strategy. So if you're looking for anything like that, I'm available. And if you want to contact me, my website is kelseytradeview.com.
Hi, my name is Frank Solinsky. I'm the marketing director for App Secure Water Company, and I've heard so much about Bud, and I had a chance to see it over here, so I was just excited to come here and see what this guy's all about.
And I'm Aaron Wagsh from App Secure. I'm the marketing project manager there, and just excited to tag along.
I'm Matt Rockwell, newbie. I own a company in Saline. If anyone knows where Saline is, it's about 10 miles away, that way. MJR and Associates, if anyone wants to know that. It's a B2B business.
Hi, second from last year, we're near the finish line. Cynthia Zimber, I'm with a company called TechEd, and we're a user experience company. So what we do is make sure that the websites, the applications, whether it be healthcare or any other industry, actually work for the people that need to use them, your customers or end users. So it's all about the user experience, and we can help people in most any industry. In fact, today we're doing some testing in our lab here in Ann Arbor for some Navy mobile websites. So we've got people coming in with their handheld devices, and we're testing for them, and we can do the same for you. And what I'm looking for are new clients in this area, because a lot of our clients are national, out of Silicon Valley and elsewhere. In fact, we've also had international clients. But I'm looking to build more business right here in the Michigan and the greater Ann Arbor area. So looking for that, but also looking for, guess what? Search marketing and lead generation help. So, you know, if that's what you do, and I know a couple of people mentioned that, please see me after this. Thank you.
I'm Doug King with Pro Energy Consultants. I'm an energy consultant, and so I help businesses and homeowners identify all the ways to make their home more energy efficient. And all the utilities have rebate programs that help you offset that cost. There are incentives to pay for upgrades to your lighting, to your heating, and I help you through that whole process. So Doug King, Pro Energy Consultants, save energy, save money, save the environment.
Carter Sherman from Two Studios, commercial electronic portrait photographer. And I was asked, what do I do with all these pictures? Not everybody knew. If we have a Facebook page, and pictures go up on Facebook today or tomorrow. Well, next week I won't be here, and I'll be sharing videos with legislators being harassed by the golf clubs. Of course, owners associations, or getting a free auction, I guess. We're going to have my golf. The legislators do. They run out, the senators run out, eat real quick, look at the golf balls, and run back in.
All right, I'm in trouble because I was in charge today and we're over, and Derek's in charge. It's always done on time. So I'm just going to say Stacy from Dollarville. We're your local digital print shop, and please join us next week when Steve Sadler will talk about using social media and social marketing to enhance your branding. Have a good week, everybody.